Hi, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Srishti Chipre, and you are listening to the Purple Science Podcast. Today's episode is a little bit different. There are no guests, no scripts. It's just me trying to have a candid conversation with you all, something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. But before that, I wish you all a very happy, insightful, inspiring Independence Day. All negatives aside, I think we have come really far as a society, as a country, and there's so much to look forward to. Personally, I want to see some transformative changes happening soon in the field of science and education. And I'd like to contribute to that. But for now, I'll do my bit through this podcast. So let's get on to the episode. So there's a lot that has been happening in the past few months. In fact, the past 1 year has been very, very adventurous and unexpected, uncertain for me. There's so much that I feel like sharing with you all, so many stories of projects, of people who are constantly making an effort and an impact in the scientific community. But I'm hardly able to document even half of it because there's so much out there. But that being said, so last 1 year, instead of taking the straightforward path and opting for an MSc after my bachelor's degree in biotechnology, I decided that I wanted to explore a little bit more and find myself, also try to contribute to science communication, something that I highly admired during the pandemic, and I wanted to experiment it on ground. So that's what I've been doing. Now that it's been 1 year, honestly, I have no regrets at all. In fact, I'd like to urge everybody, no matter at what point of your life you are at, just feel free to take a break, step out, explore, and just see what's out there because there's a lot and you will experience life like never before. That's my promise. So, anyway, coming back, I started Purple Science at a time when I wasn't doing much except my degree in mass communication and journalism, which is in the distance learning mode. So, even after giving my all to that degree, I had a lot of time in my hand. And being at home, I wanted to make some impact by doing what I do best. So, I just started telling stories that I hear that I feel should be documented. And that's what I've been doing through this podcast. As I said, I've not even been able to document like half of them. There's so much to tell, but I'll do my best to really bring these stories forward and for you all to access. I've recently attended the Curiosity conference. In fact, I just came home yesterday from the conference at IIT Gandhinagar. It was hosted by the Curiosity Lab, which is headed by Dr. Jason Manjli. And some of you might already know this because it's all over my social media. But yeah, it was a fantastic experience for a lot of reasons. One, that again I met amazing people, of course. Every time I go to such a conference or like a different organization, I find out about new SciComm and science education initiatives that I'd never heard of before, and I'm as impressed as I was the first time, which is always incredible to me. And the other reason that this conference was very significant to me was that I represented TDN at an organization for the first time. So we started TDN during the pandemic, and a flagship program, a project that is very, very close to my heart, Srujan, Relieving Science Through Theatre. We presented this at the conference through a poster, and I couldn't have imagined it happening any other way. It was just perfect. For the starters, I had people who really understood and admired my passion for this project. and who saw the need in this, who were ready to give feedback and ready to support this. So I feel really, really grateful for that. But to give a little bit of gist about Srujan itself, it is a series of workshops that we started again during the pandemic. At the time, I wanted to experience something at the interface of science and arts to make it more engaging for myself and for my peers who were feeling the same, who were facing the same kind of challenges. So, my mentor, Dr. Anil Kumar Challa, he introduced me to this concept of science and theater, and I thought that I could really use theater as a tool to fall in love with science myself first, and then, of course, so that others can also reconnect with it. And we did this series of 4 workshops. Of course, it was virtual. There were 15 students each, because by the end of each workshop, we performed this play called Oxygen, which is written by Carl Gerasi and Roald Hoffman, and it has exactly 15 characters. But we did a lot of fun experiments as well. And every time, all of these 4 times, I had an absolute blast. The format remained the same more or less, except for the activities that we were experimenting with. But each workshop was so different in terms of what the participants brought to the table. And surprisingly, so the target audience that we aimed for was science undergrads, very specifically. That's what I was aiming for. But we got a person from law, somebody from commerce, somebody who was a teacher, all kinds of people. And their excitement wasn't any different from my target audience, which re-establishes the fact that science is for everybody. It's just that these boundaries between what is science and then arts and commerce, I think these are unnecessary because all of them are relevant, very relevant, in fact, to our lives. And so I feel Srujan did a great job in really erasing those boundaries. All of us had that one goal of making science learning more engaging for ourselves at the first place and then for others. Honestly, there are no parameters that I can think of right now to tell if these set of workshops were successful or not. But the reason I consider it successful is because every participant who came in, they had something to take away from it. And I was told that they not only had something to take away from it, but they told me that in this sea of resources, sessions, webinars, even classes that are happening, they often do not find an open space to express themselves, to express their opinions, to express their ideas. And Srujan gave them that open space. So there was no instructor and participant, professor and student, senior and junior dynamic here. All of us were just working on the same goal, just trying to do this experiment. Everybody was involved, so much involved. Everybody was so much engrossed in their own characters of the play. It really worked out. The timing, the people, the format, it really worked out at that time. But then after that, I tried to focus on my own growth as a person, of my own personal growth, because I felt that whatever I gained from some of these experiences, I can really bring to Srujan as a process and I can really add to it. That's why I thought that at that time, it was really important for me as a person to grow. So, which is why then I spent some time at ISER Pune. I went to the India Science Festival and had some memorable experiences. But then when I got this invitation from IIT Gandhinagar, a great friend of mine, she recommended me this platform. And I felt like this was a really good time to bring back Srujan into the game and really pitch this to basically everybody who was interested and who believed that this could be used as a tool to engage with science at a different level. So that was the basic aim. But inside, there was also this skepticism that I had of whether this was still relevant, whether there's interest, I wanted to gauge the interest of the people, and this was the right audience, the very immediate consumers of Srujan, if I conduct these workshops or these events. So it was very important for me to gauge their interest, and that's how I thought I'll move ahead. And honestly, I've gotten an unexpected but really wonderful response. I see a lot of scope, I see a lot of hope in this project. One obvious takeaway was that school students are really, really interested in this. School teachers were interested in this because when we are in schools, we are the most expressive version of ourselves. And then this really declines as we go further into higher education. But if the students experience something like Srujan and they have the benchmark, the tool in their mind, they would know what to expect from their institution, their college as they go ahead. And they could really shape their education system in the similar way. I know that this is a lot into the future, but we have to start somewhere, and I think it is a great time to start that. But yes, I had a really great time at this conference. I also got to revisit some of my experience at India Science Festival, which is ahead of the 2024 edition of the festival. And I'd like to take this moment to really urge everybody to participate in this festival in any capacity you can just attend it. If you're around in Pune, you can contribute to it with a workshop, a booth installation, a panel discussion, any idea. They are open for proposals until I guess 31st of August. Please check on the details on their website. Or if you have a knack for writing, if you have a thing for photography, if you have a thing for SciComm, they have some amazing competitions as well that are lined up and with incredible prizes. So please feel free to go to their website and check these out. Apart from this, I'm soon going to start a full time position, which is again not really on my plan, so to speak, but it's a great opportunity. I will tell you about it in the coming episodes. And with this new opportunity coming up, I've really been thinking about multitasking a lot. Don't worry, I don't want to drop purple science at all. I really like doing it and I want to continue it even after. So of course, there will be this position, there will be purple science because I absolutely love to do it. I don't intend to stop it anytime soon. And there are a couple of projects that I've taken up along with TDN. So I've really been experimenting with managing time. I really want to know how we can contribute to some of these things impactfully without compromising on the quality of any. So that has been a major challenge right now. But whatever happens, I'll update you with it. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know because I won't say that I'm struggling because I've seen so many people being so efficient at doing this. And, there's only so much time that we have to try all things, but also for focused work. So, yeah, well, there's a lot coming up. I'll totally definitely update you with whatever happens. But ahead of time, I think I'm also very excited for you all to listen to the upcoming Purple Science episodes. I am sure that you will like it, but I can already tell you that I am enjoying recording them a lot. So we have a little spoiler. I have been recording and working on a teacher series. We have talked to a lot of students in the previous episodes, and I really felt that we need to get that perspective of science educators into the current scenario. And some of these teachers are so creative and so impactful. I think that you're gonna really, really like them, to say the least, but also listening to some of these people gives me personally so much of hope that we have a brighter future for the Indian education scenario, for the scientific community as well. That such bright, inspiring incredible minds are working for it, working towards it. I really can't wait for you all to listen to these people, and I really can't wait to get your feedback on it. So, undergrad education has been a theme from the past few weeks, and so we have also been talking about the new education policy, the recently introduced National Research Foundation bill, and how it will affect us as individuals, as undergrads, or as psychomers. I really want to explore that. I've been trying to talk with some of my friends about this, and I've gotten some really interesting responses. We will definitely discuss that in a lot of detail in the coming episodes. And there's also an episode coming up with somebody you all know and love. And this is an aspect of psychom that I am not an expert in at all, and I have never explored. But the moment I talked to her, I really got excited about this. So, well, there's that. And yes, so there's a lot that is coming up. But the main theme in the immediate episodes is going to be undergrad education and how we can contribute to the change that it requires. If you have any suggestions towards this, towards what you want to listen, if you want to come on record, please contact me over social media and I'll really be happy to discuss that. That's what I do. I just talk to people, I discuss and I document those conversations. Yes, there's a lot coming up both in the podcast and in my personal professional life, and I need a lot of best wishes and support for that. So please keep supporting my initiatives like you've always done, and keep listening to the Purple Science podcast. You have been a wonderful, wonderful audience. I will see you very soon in the next episode. Till then, keep learning and keep spreading the joy of learning.
Thanks for tuning in to the Purple Science Podcast. We share stories every Tuesday. Our inbox is always open for your feedback, and our DMs across all social media platforms, linked in the description, are open to your unique stories. If you know somebody who might benefit from this, do share the podcast with them and spread the joy of learning.